In this session, we'll continue with the application of Gauss law. Let us consider a charge distribution with a spherical symmetry. So here the charge density is given by rho naught into r divided by a, that is between 0 to a. When r is between 0 to a, the charge density is a function of r, and when it is r is greater than a, that is outside a spherical surface of radius a, the charge density is 0. So here the charge distribution is something like this. So this is a spherical surface, and the radius of the spherical surface is a. So if we plot the charge density as a function of r, so here it varies linearly. At r equal to 0, the charge density is 0, and it varies linearly, and at this point when r is equal to a, the charge density is rho naught, because from this expression we can see that when r is equal to a, charge density is given by rho naught, and for r greater than a, the charge density is 0. So the charge density is less when it is closer to the center, and the charge density increases as it moves towards the surface of the sphere. To determine the electric field within this spherical surface, that is, let us say we want to find out the electric field at a point which is r from the center. So we now have to select a Gaussian surface. A suitable Gaussian surface has to be selected. So in this case, since the charge density has a spherical symmetry, then the field has spherical symmetry, and so the appropriate Gaussian surface is a spherical surface of radius r. So here at all points on the surface, the flux lines are normal to the surface, and also at all points on the surface, because at any point which is at a distance r from the center, the magnitude of the flux density is same because of spherical symmetry. So now we'll obtain the electric flux emerging from this surface of radius r. So flux emerging from the Gaussian surface of radius r is given by, because d is normal to the surface, dot product of d and ds will be d into ds, and also at all points of this Gaussian surface, d is having same value, so d can be taken out. So this is nothing but the surface area of the Gaussian surface, that is surface of radius r. This is given by d into 4 pi r square. So the flux emerging from the closed surface is given by this expression 1. Now we need to find out the charge enclosed within this Gaussian surface. So the charge enclosed is given by rho v integral of rho v dv, and here the charge density is not a constant. It is given by rho naught into r by a. This is the volume integral. So in case of spherical coordinate system, we know that theta varies from 0 to pi, phi varies from 0 to 2 pi, and here for this Gaussian surface the radius is varying from 0 to r. And dv is given by r square sin theta dr d theta and d phi. So here the volume integral of charge density throughout the volume enclosed by this Gaussian surface is given by rho naught by a into 4 pi into r to the power of 4 by 4. This is 2. So from Gauss law 1 and 2 are equal. Or d is given by by equating 1 and 2 we get the flux density at this point r, that is a distance r from the center, is given by this expression, that is rho naught r square by 4a. The electric field intensity is given by rho naught r square divided by 4 pi 4 epsilon naught a. So this is the expression for the electric field intensity between 0 to a. Now we'll find out the electric field intensity for a point which is outside the spherical surface, that is for r greater than a. Let's say we want to find out the electric field intensity at this point by using Gauss law. So here again we can see that because of the symmetry in charge distribution, we can construct a Gaussian surface of radius r, but now this r is greater than a, and we'll apply Gauss law to this Gaussian surface. So here again we can see that the flux lines are normal to the Gaussian surface at all the points. And at all points of the Gaussian surface, the electric flux density is having a constant value. The flux emerging from the closed surface is given by, as in the previous case, it is given by d into 4 pi r square. But now r is greater than a. The charge enclosed within this volume is given by so this is the volume charge density, and the volume element is given by r square sine theta dr d theta and d phi. But now in this case the charge is not present between this region, that is between A and R there is no charge. The charge is present only between 0 to A. So therefore the limits for R in this case are from 0 to A. But limits for phi and theta will be same. So this is between 0 to 2 pi. So the charge enclosed is given by this expression. It's rho naught A cube into 4 pi divided by 4. From Gauss law, this 1 and 2 are equal, that is flux emerging from the closed surface is equal to the charge enclosed by the closed surface. So from Gauss law we equate 1 and 2 and we'll get the expression for flux density D as rho naught A cube divided by 4r square, and because electric field intensity E is equal to D by epsilon naught, we get this expression for the electric field intensity.